ask for consistency. That might not be a busy person. That may be an avoidant pattern. And tonight we're going to look at a fictional text conversation where one person is not asking for perfection. She is not asking for constant attention. She is simply asking, can I feel important to you? Let's read it slowly. She says, hey, can we talk about something that's been bothering me? He says, sure, what's up? She says, I feel like you've been distant lately. You take long to reply, and we don't really spend time together anymore. He says, I'm just really busy right now. She says, I get that, but it didn't used to be like this. It makes me feel unimportant. He says, I can't always be available. You're asking for too much. She says, I'm not asking for too much. I just want some consistency. He says, well, maybe we just want different things. Then he adds, I care about you, but I need space. If that's a problem, I don't know what to tell you. And she replies, okay, I'll give you space. Now, let's pause here. Because this conversation has a very quiet emotional shift. At first, she's trying to express a feeling. She is not attacking him. She is not saying, you must text me every minute. She is not saying, you are not allowed to have a life. She is saying, I feel distance. I feel less important. Can we talk about it? That's a reasonable emotional need. But it responds as if her need for clarity is pressure, and that is where the pattern begins. First, he says, I'm just really busy, and being busy is not automatically a red flag. People have stressful weeks. People have work. People get tired. People need time to themselves. But when someone truly cares, their busyness usually comes with the reassurance. It might sound like, I know I've been distant. I'm sorry. I've been overwhelmed. But I don't want you to feel unimportant. That is a very different message because it gives space without creating fear. But it does not reassure her. She shifts the focus. It says, you're asking for too much. And that sentence matters because she's not asking for luxury. She's asking for consistency, and consistency is not the same as control. Wanting someone communicate clearly is not controlling. Wanting to feel considered is not needy. Wanting effort in a relationship is not asking for too much. The next thing he says is, maybe we just want different things. Now, this can sound major on the surface, but in this context, it also works like an escape door. Instead of asking what kind of consistency would help you feel safer, it jumps straight to emotional distance. And then it says, I care about you, but I need my space. Again, needing space is not the problem. Healthy space exists. Healthy space is important, but healthy space does not punish the other person for having feelings. Healthy space sounds like, I need some time, but I still care about you. I want to slow down, but I don't want to disappear. I need space, but I also want to understand how this affects you. That is care. That is emotional responsibility. But in this conversation, space feels less like a boundary and more like a wall. She asks for connection. He answers with distance. She asks for consistency. He makes her feel like she is too much. And this is where many people begin to shrink themselves. They start saying, okay, I'll give you space, but what they really mean is, it will make my needs smaller so you don't leave. And that is not peace. That is self-abandonment. The sad part is that she may walk away from this conversation thinking she did something wrong. She may think, maybe I should not have said anything. Maybe I am too sensitive. Maybe I pushed them away. But expressing a need did not create distance. It revealed distance. That is an important difference. Sometimes a conversation does not break the relationship. Sometimes it simply shows you what was already fragile. So, what would a healthier response look like? It could be something simple. Something like, I hear you. I didn't realize I was making you feel unimportant. I have been busy, but I don't want you to feel like you're chasing me. Let's talk about what consistency would look like for both of us. That response is not perfect, but is emotionally present. It says, I hear you. Your feelings matter. Let's solve this together. And that is what she was probably looking for all along. Not constant attention, not control, not drama, just emotional presence. So here's the gentle perspective. If someone needs space, that can be healthy. But if every time you ask for clarity, they create distance, that is something to notice. If every emotional conversation turns into you apologizing for having needs, that is something to notice. And if you keep feeling like you must become easier, quieter, and smaller just to keep someone close, that is something to notice. is not, does he need space? The real question is, can he need space and still care about how that space affects her? Because healthy space should not feel like punishment. It should not make you feel disposable, and it should not require you to silence your own needs just to keep the connection alive. So if you ever find yourself in this kind of conversation, try not to chase harder. Try not to over-explain your pain. Try one calm, honest sentence. I respect your need for space, but I also need consistency and emotional clarity. If that feels like too much for you, then maybe we are not looking for the same kind of connection. That sentence is not aggressive, it is self-respecting. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to stop negotiating for the bare minimum. What do you think? Have you ever asked for consistency and been told you're asking for too much? Was it really a healthy need for space, or was it emotional distance dressed up